Hey y'all, welcome to Culture Cult. My name is Marie. I am the host of the show. And usually the show is where I try to tell you the craziest story you've ever heard of from every country in the world in hopes we can learn about every culture, but also get a fun history lesson. And that's great and dandy, but we are, in between seasons. And it's been a minute since we've had a catch up. It's actually been like 6 months since we kind of did my projection of this year and how I wanted things to go. And yeah, I just wanted to catch up with y'all and just at the end tell y'all kind of about what's to look forward to in the next season and just thank y'all in general for listening. Even if there's like only one person that listens to this, I'm like, damn, hey, we're friends kind of over the internet. And I appreciate y'all listening. Anyone. So let's catch up. So I think the last time we talked, I moved back to Alabama because I had so to even preface that even further, I used to work in restaurants. I hired a business coach, and then I learned how to become a digital nomad by creating my own business. And that's how I get to travel as a digital nomad. I travel and work on my own business. And last year was amazing. I had 3 really big clients, and it was amazing. I traveled all over Europe with that. But then by September, I lost the second client. And then by November, I lost the third client. So I was only had one client, and it really put me in a predicament, and I needed to go back home to Alabama for a couple of reasons. I had a travel burnout because I didn't really understand how to travel and have balance. I just go as like a kid in a candy shop, bouncing fucking everywhere every 2 weeks, and with friends who we were acting like we were on vacation, but I wasn't. This is my life as a traveler. So I wasn't in balance with my health. I wasn't in balance with my finances. I was really out of balance. And that's a pretty good lesson because I think that some of the hardest things that are given to you in life are actually really what you need. And so I went back home to Alabama, prepared to be depressed. And low-key, I think I kind of was, but I made sure I was very productive the whole time, all 6 months. I was just only there for a month or two, but I chose to stay 6 months, live with my mom. We had a really good time, actually. It was really fun. Reconnect with old friends from Birmingham, but mainly I just worked on myself. I started doing CrossFit and going to the gym, really fell in love with fitness. Actually, a little bit of a gym head now. I love working out, really changed my body, changed my mindset. And then I restructured my business. So now instead of having those 3 big clients, I have 6 medium-sized clients. So I feel very secure and safe in my business to travel again. Yeah. And, like it sucks those times, when you have to go back and sit your ass down and work on yourself, whether it's something was thrown at you that you need to do that, or you are being mature and doing that in times of need. And I also want to touch on the fact that people feel embarrassed if they have to move back home. Like shit's hard. Shit's hard. And inflation is crazy. People are losing jobs left and right. People with jobs who have extreme security, as they think, are losing jobs left and right. And just shit happens. And just be thankful that you do have a home to go back to, because that's not an option for some people. And that's how they end up in the streets. So I was really thankful. My mom opened the doors to me, and it was just an opportunity for us to get closer and become kind of really good friends. So if you are in that situation listening and maybe you have to move back home, or you have moved back home, or you just feel like you're not in your flow and yet your highest self, just sit with it. Just sit with it. There are times where we really are planting seeds rather than reaping the rewards. And they're never fun times, but they are the most crucial and important times. Again, I really got healthy, really got into fitness, and really restructured my business to be way more secure so that I can actually live my life. So that's the last time we talked. I had just gotten to Alabama, and I think I was talking about going to Portugal, which I'm here now. But yeah, after May or June, I went to my favorite place on earth. I went to France. That's how I have started this trip that I'm on right now. And my God, I love France. I actually have some French listeners. So if you're from France and you're listening, bonjour, j'aime France. I can't fucking speak French, but I love your country. I just want to pause and talk about south of France real quick. I think France gets a really bad rep. People think that everyone's rude and blah, 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 blah. I think that's just Paris. Because the south of France specifically, everyone is so lovely. And not only just lovely, they love life. And I mean that as in they love their food. They love their fashion. Everything they touch is with care and consideration. And I really respect that. I've been to so many marketplaces around the world, but there's nothing like a French market. I mean, it's like heaven, the best fruits. You eat an apricot. I don't even fuck with apricots, but in France, I fuck with an apricot. It literally falls off It falls off in your hands. The best, juiciest cherries from the cherry trees. Like, oh my God. The butter, the bread, the cheese. There's nothing like French cheese. Stinky, funky, fun, amazing. Like the food and then the fashion. I always like blow all my money at the markets. I'm buying like $80 exquisite dresses that they've like personally found in Paris and brought it back to south of France. It is like everything that you love in life, which is like food, fashion, nature, everything. It's there and it's abundant and it's beautiful and it's special. And the French are just so nice down there. They genuinely are so fun. I wouldn't even call them fun. That's the wrong word. When I think fun, honestly, us Southerners, we're fun. I think us Southerners in the South in America, we're fun. The French, I wouldn't call them like fun. I just say like they're so lovely. Like they just love life. They love everything that they put their hands on. And you just want to be a part of that experience. And just the nature and the towns, it's just a very, very special place to me. It's a place where you can actually just be in a dream, a very dreamy, dreamy place. And I don't know if you have something like that in your life, like a place in your world, in your life where it's just a place where you feel like you're in a little snow globe and everything's perfect and you're so freaking happy. You're cheesing so hard. That's France. That's the south of France for me. So I went there and ate my fucking heart out. I think I was eating like 2 baguettes a day, like straight up. Eating so many baguettes, swimming topless, like going, I faced a fear and I jumped off this like really, really not that big cliff rock in the ocean. That was a big deal because last year I didn't have the upper body strength to climb it. And this year I climbed it like it was no one's business and I jumped off. The jumping off wasn't even hard. It was like climbing up that was scary to me. And I did it. So facing fears, that was so good. Yeah, I love France. If you're a French listener, it means a lot that you're listening in general. I love your country. But yeah, so now I'm in Lisbon. Wow. This place is everything I've been asking for. So I'm going to be real with the digital nomad life. Like, I think it can be hard. I think it can be hard because if you struggle finding a community because you're traveling so much. And I didn't realize until I had left LA and how I started traveling, how much community is so important to me. Like, I love having a big group of friends when I walk into a bar and I know everyone. I love like inviting a big group of friends to my house or two. I just love big groups of friends and community is important. I love walking down the street and knowing my grocery guy and all that little shit that we all love. But it's really important to me. I realized, whoa, it was really lacking in my life, along with like love life. Love life is hard when you're traveling that fast. And so again, last year was a lot of imbalance. I was traveling every 2 weeks. I was traveling with friends. So they were acting like we were on vacation. So we're eating dinners out to, going out partying, like just no gym, not going into the gym, like just nothing that your body needs, which is rest and community and time and all the things that a home, So I feel like I was really burnt out. I was really, really, really burnt out after last year. Yep. Super burnt out. And I was even considering like, what the fuck? I've honestly been really lost up to this point, up to like right now, as we're speaking, really lost. Ever since I left LA, my heart's been broken. I love LA. I love my friends. And I knew it wasn't a mistake to leave. And if you don't know the backstory on that, I lived in LA for 6 years. I had an amazing friend group. Definitely didn't figure out the financial part of LA. It's a very hard city. I was working I had like 3 jobs working in restaurants. I couldn't figure it out. But I knew I wanted to travel. And I wouldn't leave the city. I just wouldn't leave. I didn't want to leave my apartment. And eventually, I came home and there was a homeless guy in my house. He broke in. And just kind of like a big flag. I was like, all right, let's go. It's time to leave the universe. I don't want to see what the universe does next. You know what I'm saying? So I left. And it was a good decision to leave because I needed to like kind of grow up a bit. And, I started my business and gotten a lot of other things in the works that have been really good. But I've been missing LA. I miss California. I just do. Because I've been missing my community and how I feel about the nature there and just all this stuff. So with that said, I'm here in Lisbon. And so I've been craving community. I'm like, oh my God. Well, if you're a digital nomad, you've got to come to Lisbon. I mean, it's like insane how easy it is to make friends here because everyone here is an expat, which is its own controversial thing because it's hiking up rent and stuff because people are coming from like England and America and all these places where they make more money. So there is a pro and a con to it. And just, we can get into the cons later, but that's something I'm very aware of that I am part of this problem, but I'm also giving into the economy. that's not that sexy of talk right there, but it's really a situation that's happening before our eyes. So anyways, Lisbon, really, really good digital nomad spot. I feel like it is so fucking easy to make friends here. There are meetups every single day, everywhere you go. You go to the bars, everyone wants to hang out. Everyone wants to be your friend. Everyone wants to do something. It's actually overwhelming how much I can do every single day. And I've had to actually go back to myself, listen to my balance, and make sure I'm not getting off kilter again. And making sure I'm doing the boring shit, like going to the gym and, working on this podcast, which is not boring, but, it's creative work, and staying home and reading a book, like having silence, like making sure I'm still feeding my introverted side, because it is such a very community-based city. And that's exactly what I've been needing. I've really been missing having a bunch of friends, and yeah, it's been really nice. And also what I'm doing differently this time is I'm actually spending like 2 months per spot that I'm going to. That way I can start to create really deeper connections with friends, with my community, with the environment around me. And also I can date, because I'm like, at least we can date for at least 2 months, not like a week. So that has been magical. It's been exactly what I've been needing, and I'm really, really grateful for it. I'm already really grateful for Lisbon. It's a very special place if you are a digital nomad, or just in general, like if you want to come to Lisbon. It's a very easy city to meet people in, and also very beautiful. The vistas are incredible. I'll probably do a whole series with my roommate. His name's Tom. He's fucking cool. I'll probably do a series with him on like the best things you can do in Lisbon, like our opinions of things after like a month or so, what we suggest, because there's a lot to do here. So very grateful for that. And so yeah, the next steps is I'm really going to, I don't know, actually, I might go to Thailand. I might go to Australia. I'm still trying to figure that out. But the world's wide open, and I think I'm starting to understand, like, okay, if I travel like 2 to 3 months in one place at a time, this lifestyle, it sounds way more attractive to me. And the end goal is I want to find a place I actually want to live. So I am kind of on like a Goldilocks situation of trying to find which place feels best for me. Because frankly, LA, I can't live there anymore. Every time I try to go back and think about it, the finances of it is insane. And I'm making good money with my business, but like I would need to make triple, quadruple. And also like living in LA and in New York and in America in general, it's so money focused. It's exhausting. I always feel like I wasn't doing enough. I wasn't surviving enough. I wasn't working hard enough. I wasn't doing this enough. And it's an exhausting feeling. And so it's kind of sad when you have to just accept that was a part of your life. That was a chapter. And I don't know if y'all are like this, but I'm pretty nostalgic, and I'll try to like grab onto that memory as hard as I can and not let go and not even look in my own present. And I think Lisbon being here has really been really grounding myself and be like, okay, look around me. Who am I actually hanging with? What is the right surroundings? What are the smells? What are the whatever? How can I be super grateful for this moment? Because it's hard when like, yeah, you had a very golden era and with a certain person or with a place, like it's really hard. But yeah, even when I think logistically going back, it wouldn't even be the same. I'm very different now. I'm very different. I even had to let go of a friend actually from LA because I've grown and matured in a different way, and I don't think we have the same values, and that's hard. That's hard. So yeah, I think your later 20s are very eye-opening. You know, you lose friends, but also you're gaining more knowledge, and you're gaining more finances, and you're gaining more about yourself, but then things start to shed away that were like old versions of you. And that was LA. Yeah. So I'm still kind of mourning that. I think it's okay to mourn a place, and I think it's okay to mourn a friend too, someone who was in your life. So that's still something I'm kind of processing. But for right now, like I'm really, really digging Lisbon and kind of just looking forward and be like, all right, what kind of life do I actually want? What kind of partner do I actually want? Who do I actually want to be? How does that fit within my actual goals? So I commend y'all to like also reflect on that. And if you're going through like a friendship breakup or a place breakup, I hear you and I see you, and it sucks. It sucks to be in a transition. I think that's what it is, a transition era. Transition eras are not fun. They can cause you to become depressed or anxious, but really, if you just fight through it, there's always another chapter coming. That's how I would see it, you know? And I'm kind of accepting like, oh, I'm in a chapter right now. I need to stop looking backwards to things. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on. I'm digging Lisbon. My friend Andrea from the Wander Working podcast is about to come live with me for a week, which will be so fun with me and Tom, and we're gonna have so much fucking fun. I'm so excited. And yeah, I'll kind of ended there and not really me doing any goal setting. I am kind of burnt out. That's actually something I wanted to mention. I'm really burnt out from building my business. I don't know if y'all built a business before, but it is quite exhausting. It is mentally exhausting. It is so fucking worth it. I don't have to work for anyone ever again. I can make my own hours. I can work when I want to work. I can do all this shit. I can travel. But building it is like pushing up a boulder. It's pushing up a boulder. And so I'm in a kind of a burnt out phase. So actually I've been kind of struggling finding time and energy even for the podcast because I'm burnt out. And right now I'm just enjoying life. I'm enjoying going on dates and I'm enjoying going on like adventures and just being here, just kind of being in the moment. So I'm sorry if this next season is going to take a minute. I also just don't want this podcast to ever feel like work or pressure. And if you're a true fan, you'll stick around. And if, you forget about me, hey, it was good times with you listening while you could. But I am slowly working on it, but I am burnt out. And I don't want to create a burnout. That doesn't create good product and it doesn't create good art. It doesn't create good art, when you're forcing something. So I'm just kind of letting the inspiration come as it comes. But in general, the countries for sure next season are Guyana. And I have 2 stories from Zimbabwe that I missed out on from last time that are so fucking good. Oh my God, they're so good. One of them, actually, I shouldn't tell you yet. I don't want to tell you yet. And then I don't know what the third country is. I kind of want to do like a random country. And just since I am feeling kind of dispassionate right now, I kind of want to do a country I've never heard of and just kind of like learn about a whole new culture. And I think that'd be fun for y'all too. But yeah, let me know specifically if you have a certain guest that you want on for next season. That'll be good. There's like Danny, who's my best friend for like 17 years. There's Ralph, who's like the comedian guy, who's super fucking funny. Tony, my friend from Alabama, who's so funny. Kyle, everyone loves Kyle. He's going to be on for sure. My cousin Emma, she's also going to be on. So kind of the same old characters and players. But yeah, so if y'all just be patient with me for the next season, I would love that because I just don't want to create shit art for y'all. I don't want to create shitty art for y'all. I want to like do everything while I'm in synchronicity. So, and I deserve a fucking break from thinking after building my business that it was exhausting. But if you are wondering how I built my business, or how, let's say you fucking hate your job and you're working in a restaurant or a shitty corporate stressful environment and you're like, I want to travel, or you just genuinely, maybe you like your job, but you just want to travel. Yeah, DM me. My Instagram is at culturecultshow. Totally happy to give you all the resources that I had and just give you a little pep talk and just to show you that it's totally possible. I used to think I didn't even understand how people made money online. Like that's how much of a transition from my mindset. I was like working in restaurants, super jealous of like all these people doing what they wanted to do while I was like covered in fucking dirt, like in gross ass food and wearing non-slip shoes. And if you're in restaurants, I'm not trying to knock on it. I have been doing it since I was 15. So I was done. I was fucking done. And just being like, I didn't love that. Like every time people wanted to engage with me, it was just because they wanted food. Like I fucking hated that. So I just wanted like a job I was passionate about. And I didn't know how people were making money online. I'd never found luck finding a remote job. It just wasn't in my cards. So when I found my coach, Krista, who is life-changing, and she taught me how to build a business. Yeah, it's like, this is what's up. It's hard. It's hard. The first year is very hard, very hard. But isn't everything hard? Like you should choose your hard. And now look at me. I'm getting to like, I make as much money as I would like to. There's no cap in my income. I have no bosses. I only get to work with people I love. I only work with clients I vibe with. So all my clients are great. And I get to travel. I get to have a free life. And if I want to go settle down in Montana and raise horses, I can. If I want to go live in New York, I can. If I want to go do all this, anything is open. No restraints. So if you want to know kind of more about that and you want to change your life and kind of get out of the situation that you're in, yeah, just DM me at culturecultshow. And yeah, in general, thank you guys for listening. I'm going to shout out my people as I usually do. I love to shout y'all out. So some cities that I want to shout out. I definitely want to shout out Illinois. Hey, love your state. Even though I've only been to Chicago, love your state. And also Sufjan Stevens, the artist, I'm pretty sure he's like from Chicago, or he's always singing about y'all, or he has that song Chicago. So I love Illinois. So thank you for listening. I want to shout out again, France. I love France. I love France. Yeah. I love your music. I love your food. I love your people. Thank you so much for listening. It gives me so much happiness. I also want to shout out Germany. As always, ich liebe dich. I love Germany. Ich liebe Deutschland. I want to shout out California because y'all are always listening to, and I miss y'all. I miss California. I'll make it back one day, just not sure how. I want to shout out Colorado. I've had some really, really good times in Colorado. So thank you for listening. I really like Colorado Springs, actually. Denver is like the hype, but Colorado Springs is really cool. Really, really cool. You got mountains, you got desert, and the food is good. Like really fucking good. I'm like, how are they getting such good food here? It's like in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, I really like Colorado. So thank you all for listening. And Atlanta, thank you for listening. I don't know if it's like my Atlanta friends listening or what, but thank you for listening in general. And yeah, shout out to Missouri. Again, I feel like I say this all the time. I don't know anything about your state, but hell yeah, thank you for listening. And shout out to New York. I love New York. I want to live there. I will live there one day. I will fucking live there when I'm rich though, period. And yeah, so thank you all for listening in general, and be patient with me. The next season will come. Just give me some time to actually just enjoy life a little bit. And yeah, there's like 2 more episodes with our celebrating Black culture. I hope y'all are enjoying that, because I've had so much fun interviewing my friends and just really diving into Black culture. I just think it's such a beautiful, it's my favorite culture. So I really love highlighting it. And yeah, share the podcast with a friend, or if you're like wanting more episodes, just you can start from the beginning. The beginning episodes are kind of crazy because I didn't know what I was doing, but you can start at the beginning, or yeah, share the podcast with a friend. And as always, I appreciate y'all, and cheers.